Freemen played against each other, married men and the single men.
Well, it's tradition. It's the age-old word, isn't it? Especially around a town like Alnwick.
There's that sense of community that really is intermingled with events like that.
I've taken part about 6 or 7 times. It's like a big thing. It only happens once a year.
We used to go down and have a big game, you know, when we're just youngsters.
I remember everyone just like running into each other, kicking each other, but it was like a good laugh.
To me, it's the accolade of you got the ball, you scored the goal.
The feeling I got at the end of the games was of elation, really, because everybody was on such a high.
You know, every year we have this. It's unbelievable. Because that's for the awning, you see. It's flaps. Now, where's that going now?
The day starts about 10 o'clock in the morning. Make my way down to the pastures, and the tent erecting team is normally in situ then, which is a highly dedicated, highly skilled band of men.
I've got another leg, hurry up, Tommy, man's getting a bit dark.
It normally takes them about an hour, even though all the little parts are colour-coded. It goes up in a different fashion every year.
Is that the captain's log?
One of the things that's crept in is they insist on the chairman of the committee providing them with a bottle of whiskey to keep off out the cold.
The origins go back into time immemorial. A very rough game played various places in the country, mainly the roughest in the borders, really. The origins basically were to kick a ball about and score what we call heels. And there was mayhem in the streets with it because it was kicked through or thrown through in the streets of Alnwick. I think it was 1828 when it was decided that the windows were being smashed if they didn't get them boarded up because of all this ruckus going on in the town, and started up somewhere in about I think it was the 1870s, if I think rightly, in play on the pastures at that particular time.
Once the tent's erected, we retire for a spot of lunch in our homes, and then make our way down to the castle as the Wade Sherman, who looks after the American students, was providing American pancakes, etc. for the committee.
St. Cloud State University has been in Alnwick for 30 years, and our students have participated in Shrove Tuesday for most of that. It's our way of making sure the students participate and understand a little bit of the culture that's going on with the event.
The chairman, he actually has a rider which sort of excuses the committee from any responsibility at all for the people who go in the water.
It's not something that happens necessarily in the whole of the country, and so we want to make sure to celebrate in Alnwick and this great event.
Once we've satisfied our stomachs, we meet in the outer bailey. We then hand out black bullets. Everybody gets a black bullet before we go around, including the Duke. We then parade with the Duke's piper out of the courtyard. We come out of the castle from the Barbican.
The ball has always been thrown across the Barbican that I know of, caught by the chairman, and then processed down the Lion Bank with the traditional piper onto the pastures, of course, where eventually the Duke of Northumberland gave the pastures as we have it today for the ball game.
And it was just exciting, everybody marching down the bank at the same time. You know, it was hordes and hordes of people. The atmosphere was great. It wasn't too serious. It was a very, very oldie worldy tradition.
The two umpires from one from St Paul's and one from St Michael's
If you're kicking that way,
decide who's going to call. The commemorative coin is thrown up, and whoever wins the toss gets a choice of which way they want to kick, which can be pretty important as it depends on the weather, and As is this year, the wind was blowing from one end of the field to the other, and it's a big advantage.
That way, St Paul's are gone that way.
We kicked off the game on time. The pitch is 880 yards long, as wide as what the umpires want to restrict it to. The hills are, I think, 4 foot wide, 12 foot high, decorated with laurel. There's not many rules to the competition, but one of them is you mustn't handle the ball. So if the ball is handled and then a hail is scored, then it's up to them to disallow it. That's the umpire's job.
The first 5 minutes, I hit a bog, and the head cam come off because I was wearing a head cam. Just like the fun of it. I just love going doing with my mates and having a laugh, as you do. You get some Raj people hiding some daft tackles in and like fall in the road and things like that. I reckon it's pretty good.
I've played for St Paul's for the last 2 years. The middle schools wouldn't let us go down. So when we got to the high school, they were like, oh, you can go down if you live in Alnwick. So I was like, oh, I'll go down, see what it's like. And then I enjoyed it ever since then, so I was going down this year.
I can recollect we were at the high school, so I was about 13-year-old. And my mother wrote a note for us, so I had the day off, which didn't go down too well with the teachers. It was a cold day. Maybe he's got a touch of the ball. A 12, 13-year-old boy doesn't get much entertainment down there. We were caught. There was more than myself. There was a number of friends, but our parents were keen for us to go. We went, and we got chastised for it off the teachers.
I've never played on a competitive sport team before, so I didn't think I was that good, but I guess I did better than I thought I did because I got an award.
I know what the bottom is. Somebody, Ainsley, is it?
I thought it looks like Ainsley. Best Player Awards. They get one of the vouchers with a certificate and a £2 coin.
And that's 20 of those prizes. So that's which is what we're doing now.
I was expecting it to be more violent than it was, actually, because just the thought of all those people playing this one sport, I'm like, this cannot be good.
I think I played brilliantly. Definitely stood out from the other American students with my expert play. But yeah, I agree with Caitlin, there were some very good players.
The youth of Alnwick are playing very well. I'm very proud of them. And it's been a good match, and the field's in tip-top condition.
I play for St Michael's. I've always played for St Michael's. I went to St Michael's first school and things like that, so that's, plus I live at Barstow, so I play for St Michael's definitely all the way, through and through. I haven't scored a goal yet, I like defend most of the time, because no one does, so.
Kicking to this hill, there's been quite a few attacks down there. I thought St Michael's would have a stronger team, but they haven't. No.
One more half to go. 15 minutes.
Top sides again, sudden death now, first goal.
Corner man there's a corner man there.
Yeah.
There's a corner man up there.
It was such a good laugh, such good fun. Everybody was a bit shattered physically afterwards. Everybody was covered in mud. It was very much a community spirit, everybody was having a laugh, all together.
And it's a cracking tradition, lots of people involved, lots of people helping committee-wise, lots of people playing, lots of people watching. Pulls the community together, it's well talked about.
I think it's almost a unique aspect to the area, at least from where we're from. We don't really have something like this, and it's really nice to have. Like we said, it brings together a sense of community.
Well done, son. Well done.
We'll have to wait for confirmation. That was a goal for St Paul.
How are you, sir? Yeah. I'm well. Good.
There was a lot of younger people playing. A lot of them were of working age. Maybe that's because of unemployment.
The Good Player Awards! The first one is Gareth Malibran.
It's nice to see that they're keen to participate in the game.
It's just tradition, and it's got to be upheld.
Armstrong!
If we're doing to uphold tradition, we might as well forget it.
If we stop doing them, you know, they'll just sort of cease to exist in history, really, won't they?
Jeff Morrison!
Got it last year as well, and then obviously this year. And I think it's like quite good to get it because like it shows that you play fairly during the game when other people are like just messing around. So I was like chuffed for that. I think it's just the history, like the background. It's gone on for many years now, and like it's got to be important to like Alnwick.
I think it's important to remember your traditions while you also get the feel of community in there, and you just need that to interact with people and to socialize.
Winning goal! Scored by Stuart Iverson.
You can see there's new members joining the committee. It's important that everybody pulls together and you keep it running. And these new faces and these new football players are all very important, and they've got to keep sort of helping each other and getting it done every year, and it's good.
Next one's for the trumpeter, David Jackson.
David Jackson normally gets an award for good play, but it's on the end of the trumpet.
The committee accept no more responsibility for the ball.
Whoever got the ball, the Duke used to supply like a voucher or a slip. I think it would be for Pitt the Draper. He fitted them out with an outfit that sort of took a better outfit than what they had gone into the river with, you know. I used to work with a chap called Charles Moore. He had a brother who was a bit of a sprinter. They made a plan and his mates got there and they kind of sheltered the lad that was getting the ball. And the lad who got the ball threw it onto the other bank, and this Robert Moore, whatever they call, he grabbed the ball and he sprinted off up through to Dennick Lane, and off they went with the ball.
Water was cold, it's been colder, but good swim.
We then retired to the local hostelry in Howick Street, the John Bull. 3 toasts are given.
The score 1-0 to St Paul's, the victors are crowned, and all those assembled soon leave the ground. And so to the John Bull, and as another year passes, gentlemen, please drink a toast to the Alnwick lads and lasses.
Lads and lasses of Alnwick.